You know, I never thought a busted tire on some godforsaken stretch of highway outside El Paso, Texas, would flip my whole world upside down, but there I was, sweat dripping down my back in that brutal desert heat, pulling into this rundown joint called Joe's Diner just to grab a coffee and kill time while my driver sorted the mess. I mean, I'm Alex Thompson, the guy who's built a real estate empire from nothing, closing deals on high-rises and commercial lots across the Southwest, always one step ahead. But that morning, stepping through those creaky doors with the bell jingling like a bad omen, I locked eyes with her, and bam, everything I thought I knew about success and second chances came crashing in. It was Lisa Jenkins, my old buddy from those rough middle school days in the projects. The one who dragged me through algebra homework on her front steps while kids threw shade at my hand-me-down kicks. And now here she was, apron stained with grease, wiping tables like life had beaten the dreams right out of her. I slid into a booth, feeling like a fish out of water in my crisp suit among these truckers nursing their hangovers. Ordered a black coffee to steady my nerves, and when she came over, pen in hand, that tired smile not quite reaching her eyes, my gut twisted because she didn't even recognize me at first, too wrapped up in the grind, hands trembling just a bit as she scribbled down my order. "Mornin', what can I get ya?" she said, voice warm but worn, like the years had sanded down the edges, and then it hit her, her head tilting, eyes widening slow. "Wait. Alex? Alex Thompson? No way." Yeah, it was me, standing up awkward, trying to play it cool while my mind raced back to those stoop sessions where we'd plot our escape. Her talking about owning a cozy little coffee shop with shelves of books and art from neighborhood kids. Me nodding along because she made believing feel easy, but now, seeing her shoulders slump between tables, dodging spills and rude snaps from customers, I couldn't shake this knot in my chest, this quiet rage at how life had shortchanged her while I'd hit the jackpot. We chatted in snippets at first, her darting off to refill mugs or plate up eggs. But each time she swung back, the pieces fell into place. She'd gotten a scholarship to UT Austin after high school, full ride, her ticket out, but then her dad got hit with cancer, treatments eating up every dime. So she dropped out to care for him, working odd jobs until he passed, leaving her buried in debt. Then came the marriage to this guy, Eddie, who promised stability but turned out to be a leech, blowing their savings on poker runs in Vegas, leaving her high and dry when he split 5 years back. And get this, Eddie's brother, Frank Harlan, owns Joe's Diner. Took her on as a favor at first, but now lords it over her like she's the reason his family's a mess, paying her peanuts, barking orders, making her cover extra shifts because family owes family, all while whispering crap about how she drove Eddie away with her high expectations. Frank's this burly type, always in the kitchen yelling over the sizzle, bandana tied tight, eyes narrow like he's tallying grudges. I'd catch him glaring our way, wiping his hands on a rag, muttering under his breath as Lisa laughed at one of my old jokes. That Real laugh I hadn't heard since we were kids plotting our bookstore empire. It ate at me, sitting there nursing my cooling coffee. Watching her weave through the chaos with that fake bright smile, rubbing her wrist like an old ache because deep down, I knew my trip wasn't random. I was en route to scout a deal on the land this diner sat on, part of a strip mall I planned to raise for luxury condos, a project that'd net me millions but probably shutter places like Joe's, displacing folks who'd called it home base for years. The conflict hit hard. Here I was, the success story, but buying this out would crush Lisa further, feed right into Frank's petty power trip, him probably pocketing the sale and kicking her to the curb without a thought. And yeah, part of me wanted to walk away clean, stick to business. But seeing her eyes light up reminiscing about our dreams, that spark flickering back, I felt this pull, this guilt mixed with something fiercer, like I owed her for believing in me when no one else did. Things escalated when the lunch rush thinned, and she finally sat across from me, apron off, hair down, looking more like the Lisa I remembered. We dove deep, her spilling it all in this hushed rush, how Frank twists the knife daily, docking her pay for mistakes, spreading rumors in town that she's unreliable because of her troubled past, all stemming from his blind loyalty to Eddie, convinced she nagged him into gambling away their life. "It's not just the job, Alex," she whispered, voice cracking a touch. "It's feeling trapped, like my choices got stolen, but hey, bills don't pay themselves." I leaned in, heart pounding, and floated the idea, what if I helped her break free, not charity, but real opportunity, managing one of my properties in Dallas, office gig with benefits, training covered. Her eyes flashed doubt, then fire. You serious? After all this time? But before I could seal it, Frank lumbered over, face red, slamming a fist on the table light enough to rattle but not break. What's this, Jenkins? Chatting up suits while I'm slaving back there? Get your ass to the kitchen, and you, he snarled at me. If you're not ordering, hit the road. This ain't a therapy session. Oh man, that lit the fuse. I stood slow, suit jacket straightening like armor, staring him down with that boardroom calm I've honed over deals gone south. Actually, Frank, I am ordering. The whole damn place, I said, voice level but edged, pulling out my phone to text my assistant. See, I'd done my homework. The land was in play because Frank was drowning in loans from bailing out Eddie. Desperate to sell but too proud to admit it, so I countered his offer on the spot, upping the bid through my firm, but with a twist. I'd keep the diner running, rebrand it as a community hub, fire his sorry ass for the toxic crap he'd pulled, and put Lisa in charge, turning it into that bookstore cafe dream we'd schemed about as kids. He sputtered, face twisting ugly. You can't just waltz in and buy my life. You smug prick, this is my turf, my rules. But I shot back, cool as ice. Your rules broke her, Frank. Consider this karma or business, take your pick. Lisa's eyes went wide, a mix of shock and that old fire, stepping between us as he lunged a half step. Frank, enough. He's right, I've paid enough for your brother's sins. In the end, the deal closed fast. I watched from my car as movers hauled Frank's junk out a week later, him cursing under his breath, tail between his legs, while Lisa stood tall in the doorway, keys in hand, that genuine grin breaking through like sun after a storm. 3 months on, I swung by the revamped spot, now Jenkins Junction, books lining the walls, locals chatting over coffee, her directing staff with confidence, no limp in her step, no shadows in her eyes. We hugged, her whispering, "You didn't just save me, Alex. You reminded me I could save myself." But here's the thing that sticks, the part that keeps me up sometimes. In shaking up that diner, we displaced a couple old-timers loyal to Frank, folks who'd overlooked his crap for steady work, and now the town's buzzing with whispers. Was it justice? Or just a rich guy flexing power, steamrolling a family feud for a feel-good win? Did I cross a line, turning personal payback into a corporate play, even if it lifted Lisa out? What about you? Ever been in a spot where helping one person ruffled a whole community's feathers? Was it worth the fallout, or should grudges stay buried? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share your own tales of clashing loyalties or second chances gone sideways. Let's unpack if true justice means winners and losers, or if there's a better way to even the score without the drama. Hit that like if this hit home. Subscribe for more real-life twists. You never know when a flat tire changes everything.